Hello students, welcome to online classes of Sri Mahavir International School, Kishangarh Renwal. I hope you all are well at your home. And as you know that we are studying about chapter number 3rd of civics, and that is parliamentary government and the union executive. And in previous two videos, we have discussed about union legislature and the union legislature known as parliament. And parliament is form of two bodies of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha and one another body that is known as president. It means the parliament is made up of three bodies named Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and president. And in previous two videos we have discussed about in detail about Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. We have discussed about the composition of Lok Sabha, that the maximum member in Lok Sabha are 552, and out of 552, 550 members are elected from states and union territories, and two members are nominated by president to belong Anglo-Indian category. And out of 550 members, 530 members belong to the states and 20 representative or 20 member represent the union territories. And then after we have discussed about the eligibility criteria to become of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha both. The difference between eligibility criteria in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, that is the age. In Lok Sabha, the minimum age should be or must be 25 years completed, but in Rajya Sabha, he or she must be completed 30 years. And other eligibility criteria in Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha both are same, like he or she must be citizen of India, and him or she must not hold any government profit job, and he or she must not be bankrupt or mentally sound. All these are the similar of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha members eligibility. Thereafter, we have discussed about term of both Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, that Lok Sabha can be dissolved. It means it is not a permanent house, and Lok Sabha can dissolved by the president by the advice of prime minister. And but generally the time period of Lok Sabha is 5 years, and in Rajya Sabha the generally time period is 6 years. And but every 2 years one third member of the Rajya Sabha retired. And then after we have discussed about presiding officer. The presiding officer of Lok Sabha is known as Speaker, and the Deputy Speaker who prescribe the session or meeting of the Lok Sabha. And in Rajya Sabha, the presiding officer is Vice President of India who prescribe the meeting or session of the Rajya Sabha, and there will be a Deputy Chairman also that work in the absence of chairman. And we have discussed also the composition of the Rajya Sabha in previous video, that there may be 250 maximum members in Rajya Sabha. Out of 250 members, 230 members represent particular states or union territories, and 12 members belong to the social, art, literature and science field. And in previous video we have discussed about powers of parliament, and we have discussed that there are 5 main powers of parliament. Number first, legislative powers. Number second, powers to control the executive. Number third, financial power. Number fourth, power to amend the constitution. Number fifth, judicial power. And we have discussed in detail about these 5 powers in previous video. And In previous video we have discussed about role of political party. We have discussed that there are two type of party in our country. One, national parties, and second, regional parties. And we have discussed about some national or regional parties name also, that BJP, it means Bharatiya Janata Party, and INC, it means India National Congress. These are the national parties, and Akali Dal and Telugu Desam Party, these are the regional party. We have discussed all these things in last two previous videos. Today we will discuss about making a law, how a bill convert into law. It means how parliament make a law. First, in previous video we have also discussed about a proposal for making a law is known as bill, and there are two type of bill. One, ordinary bill, and second, money bill. First we will discuss about money bill. First we will discuss about ordinary bill. How a ordinary bill pass in the parliament. An ordinary bill passes through the following stages to become a law or an act. What are the stages for ordinary bill? So first reading, an ordinary bill can be introduced in either of the two houses of the parliament. It means ordinary bill can be represented in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. It means we can represent in any house of parliament, Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. A minister or a private member who introduce the bill explain the objective of the bill, and after the representing in the parliament, the minister and the private member who represent the ordinary bill, he will explain about the objective of that ordinary bill. If the house favor the bill, then it goes on to the next stage, and if he represent the ordinary bill in Lok Sabha and the Lok Sabha member favor to the ordinary bill, then it will go in the next stage. And if he represent in the Rajya Sabha and the Rajya Sabha member favor to the ordinary bill, it means it goes to the next stage. The introduction is called the first reading of the bill, and this introduction is known as first reading. Then after there will be the second reading. And what is second reading? At this stage, a general discussion of the bill takes place. It means there will be a discussion on the ordinary bill. Thereafter, there is a clause by clause discussion of the bill. It means all the points of the ordinary bill are discussed by the member of the parliament. Those in favor give reason and to why it should be accepted, while those opposed to it bring out its weaknesses. It means those members who favor about the ordinary bill, they give their reason why it is important, and some member also can also oppose him, and they also give the reason why they are opposing and what is the mistake of the ordinary bill. After the discussion, the bill is put to vote, and after the discussion in detail, there will be voting. Sometime a bill is sent to the select committee after the general discussion for careful study. It means if there is any dispute between two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, then there will be joint meeting of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. The report submitted by the committee is discussed in the house, and after in the house the report will be discussed, and then clause by clause discussion take place, which is followed by a voting session, and all discussion point to point will be take place. And this is the second reading. And next, then after there will be third reading, that is the bill as a whole is put to vote. At this stage, minor mistakes, if any, are rectified, and it is passed by a simple majority. It means there will be the voting, and there will be the voting in majority. It means when 2/3 member passed the bill, then it goes to the next stage. After the bill is passed by one house, it is sent to the other house. It means if one house is passed by the majority, it means after the approval of 2/3 member, that bill will send into the next house. The bill here also undergoes the same stage as in the other house, and in another house there will be also some stages similar the previous houses, like first reading, second reading, and if passed, it is sent to the president to seek his or her approval. And if the second house also passed it, then the bill will send to the president for the approval for the signature. Next stage, president assent. It means president's approval. If the president give assent, the bill become an act. And after the approval and after the signature of president, the bill became the act. The president can withhold his or her assent and can return the bill to the house for the consideration, but the president have the power to return the bill for the discussion for better development of the citizen. If the bill is passed with or without the amendment, after such reconsideration, the president cannot withhold assent to the bill. And if president resent to the bill in the parliament, and when the parliament again sent to the president for the assessment for the approval, then the president can't deny for the approval of the ordinary bill. In case a disagreement between the two houses, the deadlock is resolved by the joint session of the two houses, which is presided over by the speaker. And it means when the dispute between two houses, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, there will be the joint meeting, and the head will be the Lok Sabha speaker of joint meeting. This is the ordinary bill, that how ordinary bill become a law. Now we will discuss about money bill, how money bill become a law. A money bill can be introduced only in Lok Sabha. Ordinary bill can introduce in either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha, but money bill only first introduced in Lok Sabha. The bill is then sent to the Rajya Sabha, and it has to return the bill within 14 days, and after the approval of Lok Sabha, the money bill sent to the Rajya Sabha, and Rajya Sabha have only 14 days time period. In 14 days, there will be discussion and approval by the Rajya Sabha. The upper house may suggest changes, and upper house, it means Rajya Sabha, may suggest that there may be changes in money bill, only suggestion. Even if the changes are not accepted, once the lower house send it to the president, and when the upper house suggests to changes, the Lok Sabha not accept or accept, may be both accepted or not accepted, then Lok Sabha send the money bill to the president, and she or he has to sign it, and president then sign it. There is no provision of the joint session for a money bill, but there is no provision in our constitution that there will be joint meeting of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha about money bill. But about ordinary bill, there will be the provision in constitution that there will be joint meeting. So dear students, we have discussed about two type of bill, how a bill become a law. Now we will discuss about union executive. And to run the government, a group of people are required who can take all the vital decision. It means in our government there is many people of group, they take the decision for the better development of our country. Such a group of people is collectively known as executive, and this group is known as executive. The executive at the union level, in previous class we have discussed also about executive, but in previous class we have discussed about the state executive, and in state executive there are governor, chief minister and council of minister are included, but in central executive there are president, prime minister and their council of ministers are included. First we will discuss about president. Both at the center and the state level there is an official head, a real head and a council of ministers comprised of different categories of minister. It means both center or state level there will be a official head. At central level president is the official head. At state level there is governor is official head. Central level the real head is prime minister. State level the real head is chief minister, and both central and state level have council of ministers of different categories. The president at the center and the governor at the state level play identical role. It means in state level at the central level both president and governor play an important role. The President of India is thus the constitutional head of the Indian Union. It means of our country. The President is the head of our country or our Indian Union. The executive authority is vested in the President. It means all the functions, all the decisions are taken by the name of President. However, since India has adopted the parliamentary system of government and we have adopted the parliamentary system of government and we adapt it from the British Parliament. It means a parliament. The real powers are exercised by the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. It means all the functions are done by Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. It means the President is only a nominal head. It is obligatory on the part of the President to exercise all powers on the advice of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. It means in parliamentary form of government, President have many powers, but he or she uses these powers by the advisory of the Prime Minister and the Council of Ministers. Now we will discuss about the qualification of the President. What are the qualifications to become a President? First, similarly, he or she must be Indian and he or she must completed 35 years of age. Third point, qualified to be a member of Lok Sabha. Fourth point, she or he must also not hold any office of profit under central, state or local government, and she or he should not be a member of the parliament or state legislature. It means he or she must not be the member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Now, appointment. Who appoint the President? The President of India is elected indirectly by the Electoral College. It means there will be election in our country for the President, but indirectly. The Electoral College consists, it means whom are included in the Electoral College consists of the elected member of both houses. It means elected member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, not nominated, only elected member, and the elected member of the Legislative Assembly of the state. It means all elected MLAs. They elect the President by casting their vote. It means elected member of Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the Legislative Assembly. These members elect our President. Tenure, it means time period. The President is elected for a term of 5 years and can be re-elected for a second term. It means the time period for the President is 5 years and after 5 years he or she can also re-elected. He can resign from office by addressing a letter to resignation to the Vice President of India, and the President can also resign to the giving a resignation letter to Vice President of India, who then convey the letter to the Speaker of the Lok Sabha, and the Vice President the letter will send to the Lok Sabha Speaker. It means the Vice President inform about the resignation of the President to Lok Sabha Speaker. The President can be removed from the office any through the constitutional procedure called impeachment, and we can also, it means the Parliament can also remove the President by a process that is known impeachment. Now salary and allowances. The salary of the President is rupees 5 lakh per month. It means the salary of the President, that is 5 lakh per month. He and she is entitled to other allowances as permissible by law in force from time to time. Next process, impeachment. What is impeachment? The President can be impeached only the violence of the Constitution. It means Parliament can remove the President by the process that is known impeachment, and impeachment process can be on the basis of the violence of the Constitution, not personal reason. The impeachment process can be started by either of the two houses of the Parliament. It means this process can be started either in Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. The process of impeachment include the following steps. It means what are process are included for the impeachment. First, specific charge have to be brought against him or her by a 2/3 majority of the House. Then after, the other House investigate the charges. It means one House charge the impeachment process to the President, and other House is investigate this process. If the investigation House also passes the resolution with the 2/3 majority sustaining the charges, the President is removed. And if another House also pass their investigation by 2/3 member, then there may be President can remove. Next, powers of the President. I hope, dear student, first you will study about President in detail and how a bill become a law. And in next video, we will discuss about the powers of the President, and then after we will discuss about Vice President, Prime Minister and Council of Ministers in next video. Thank you. Have a nice day.